Hi guys, welcome back to Falafel Reacts. Today we're reacting to Foodie Beauty's newest video, Can I Make Canadian Food in Syria? It's a mukbang, so it's going to be tough to get through. I have it at 2x speed. I have a feeling this is going to be disgusting. We'll see if I can just watch it through or if I'm going to have to skip around. Let's just get into it. Okay. Sauce and pasta. Don't mind the sauce splatter.
Hi guys, welcome back to...
She looks terrible. She looks like araf. We have this word in Arabic, araf, which is like gross. And I hate to say that about a person, but she just looks engorged and swollen and wet and slimy. And she's wearing the same damn dress. And I feel like in the pictures when they went to see the girl, and she was hovering over her, like I mentioned in the other video, she was wearing the same dress. And I'm like, she must smell so dank. And she's like, oh, she just looks so bad.
Another video. I hope the fan noise isn't loud. I guess we'll find out and see. But I did it.
The fan noise is loud. Oh my god, look at that look in her eyes. Look at this she's manic because of the food in front of her. Remember in the other video when it started, we could barely see her eyes because of how swollen shut they were, but she's so worked up about this food.
It was a bit stressful finding all the ingredients, but I didn't find all the ingredients. We didn't. But I made Syrian spaghetti, church basement spaghetti. There's a whole story behind that if you're wondering. It's a long story, but my version of spaghetti and meat sauce, basically. So growing up, I wasn't always Muslim. I used to go to church as a kid. I was Christian, and the nice old lady volunteers would...
Okay, I have this thing about people that say the word, that pronounce Muslim like Muslim. I have this thing. I don't understand. Okay. Sometimes there are Arabic letters and words that there is no equivalent in the English language, right? Like hmar, right? There is no ha sound in the English language. So it would kind of be dumb for me to expect someone that does not speak Arabic to pronounce it exactly accurately. Like certain letters and sounds like la, la, ain, ghain, there's no equivalent. So why would I expect someone to pronounce it correctly? But there is an S and a Z sound in the English language. So I don't understand why she can't just say Muslim. Why is she still saying Muslim? If that were the case, then maybe I would cut her a bit more slack, but she's lived in the Middle East for 3 years, all right? And her husband speaks Arabic. She's not learned to say Muslim. She's not learned to pronounce the S sound in between a word. No, I'm not buying that. She's just lazy. She's so lazy she can't even try to pronounce things correctly.
Make spaghetti, very basic meat sauce spaghetti in a church basement function, and that's why I call it that. So I don't know, but you know, I'm not Christian anymore. I'm Muslim now, alhamdulillah. So I'm making this Syrian version of the pasta and meat sauce. Okay, so let me tell you how I did that, the story behind that. But first, let's unveil. All right, so ta-da! Here we have the spaghetti, and yes, there's...
That's a whole pot of it. That's for a family of 4. Again, just like last time, it's for a family of 4. Also, she did mention in the other video that she wanted to cook this as a traditional Canadian thing. So she's not cooking this for a bunch of people. Because that's what you would do if I'm visiting a country or family in a country that I'm not from. I'd be like, oh, let me make this Arab food for you and we'll all sit down and we'll enjoy it. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that idea, but I'm not gonna invite anyone over. All the people that come over, all the people that invited me, that cooked me meals, that set up the table for me, that fed me, that bought me food, I'm not inviting them. I'm making this traditional Canadian meal for me. What is the point of that? You've already had this. You know how to make it. You have eaten it before. What is the point? There's no cultural transference. There's no sense of community or family or integration into the culture. She's just a Canadian making Canadian food, eating it. I mean, I don't think that this is a Canadian traditional food. This is just her own concoction, but this is pointless. This is so dumb and pointless and is very bizarre for her to do. To just make a family platter size and not invite anyone else over. Not just bizarre because it's gross and normal people don't eat this large amounts of food, but they're gonna see this, right? Because they watch her videos. They're gonna see this and be like, oh, we weren't invited? That's weird. She mentioned that she wanted to like make this huge traditional meal, traditional in quotes meal.
Cheese. There's still this much. So if anyone wants to come over and eat, yalla, ahlan wa sahlan.
That's ridiculous. If anyone wants to come over and eat, yalla ahlo sahla. No, you're. First of all, this is not even live. You pre-recorded this and uploaded it. So it is so rude and tasteless to say, oh, if you guys want to come over, come over. You could have just invited them. Also, like, I get really worked up about this stuff. Specifically, like, I saw a comment, someone had left me a comment saying that, like, it might benefit you to employ, like, more humor and to be, like, lighthearted about a lot of this stuff. And I genuinely agree with that, and I really appreciated that feedback. It's a little bit hard with Foodie in this situation because when I see copious amounts of food in front of her, all I can think about is how much food scarcity there is in Syria. Like, more than half of the population are in, like, high food scarcity status. And so when I see, like, a ton of food like that, like with the fried chicken, like with this, it feels evil. Like, I can't think of another word. That's not to say that, like, you cannot have, like, a bunch of food or, like, eat a lot or, like, go out and enjoy your food, but to insist on going to Syria, and, like, I guess I'm kind of repeating a lot of the same stuff I mentioned in my other video, but, like, to insist on going to Syria is one thing, but then to insist on a display of copious amounts of food and overeating when you yourself are a physical display of overconsumption is very disgusting in the context of a high and extreme food scarcity in Syria. Like, millions and millions and millions of people are having a hard time getting food. And then you see this.
All right, you're welcome. I have a glass of cold water, my bavet in Arabic. I know, look at me learning Arabic, huh? Diet Pepsi. I don't know what that is in Arabic. Pepsi, or maybe Pepsi. I kid. All right, so, and we have little plates of cheese and olives. Now, most people, I think, eat zaytuna olives with breakfast, but with this olive as my middle name, I eat it any time of day. And this is a Syrian cheese. It's a cheese knot. It's really salty, and it's really, really good. So, my cat here just passed out. Phew. When cats show you their belly, they're the most relaxed in front of you. So, all right, look at this cheesy. The cheese is sticking to all the noodles. I hope you.
Granted, this is not the biggest portion I've ever seen her serve herself. I mean, this is at least 3 portions of pasta, but it's actually not as big as I've seen her do. I just feel like this would not have been an issue if she made a lot of food and invited a bunch of people over, like the family, the neighbors. Like, that's what you do there, and that's like she showed that that's what people do when they invite her over. So when it turns into like, hey, I'm gonna treat all of you guys to this thing. Obviously we're from Canada, so like our money can go further there. So like, let me make this meal for like everyone in our direct community, and let's make this like a family thing. I feel like that's completely different. That's even like if you are Arab and you're living in the West and you go back home and you visit, that's often like something that you'll do, right? Because we cannot be blinded to the economic disparities that exist between an Arab that lives in the West in Canada or the US or anywhere else and an Arab that lives like back home is what we call it, like at home. We can't be blinded to that economic disparity, but they're still your family. So like when you go and you visit, you're like, you know what, let me like buy like a whole lamb. Let me like buy a whole thing and we'll invite everyone over and let's all enjoy this meal. It's a way to give back without like handing someone cash, you know, because like that's not, you don't want to be doing that. And sometimes like you would, but like it's a way to give back without directly handing someone cash. It's like, hey, let's participate in like the ritual of like enjoying a meal, which is something that is like in cultural alignment, and I'm going to treat you guys to like something really, really good. Or like something like from my culture, or like some kind of American food, or like let's barbecue like burgers and hot dogs. This is something like that we would do in the US. So that would be like completely different, and I feel like that would actually be cool if she can kind of film that process, like how she makes food for like a bunch of people, how she sets up the table. Maybe like, I don't know about filming other people, but maybe like kind of showing us like how like kids like enjoy like spaghetti or whatever, something like that. Like, is this the first time they're having it or whatever? I feel like that we could appreciate. This, I'm not here for.
Have something good to eat. Taste. So the way the supermarkets are here, we're not in like a town where you can easily find things that you would need for a basic spaghetti bolognese. I don't think that's very common.
She's telling on herself. She's in a place where not all kinds of foods are accessible all the time, is what she's saying, is the subtext, which makes this even like more upsetting to watch. Yeah.
I mean, if people make a spaghetti sauce or a sauce for pasta in macaroni, they use like tomato paste. I did find some pasta sauce in a place we live.
That is true though. Like my mom, like when she would make a spaghetti, like there is like the American way to make spaghetti, okay, which is delicious. I love spaghetti. It's boring, but it's so good. Tell me why my mom would always use tomato paste, like watered down tomato paste to make the sauce, and then like chunks of tomato. Like it's like kind of nostalgic, so like I'll eat it because of that. But like that is just like not the optimal way to make spaghetti. I mean, it's the Arab way, so.
Before, but that's far away. And I wanted to flavor it a lot. I couldn't find like oregano, not near us anyway. So Salah and I checked out 3 different soups, 4 different places, little marts. We got most of our stuff at the main one, but I needed peanut butter and I couldn't find pasta sauce in a jar. Just tomato paste, and the spices I found were chicken bouillon, Maggi. I have black pepper, salt, paprika.
You can still make it work though. I feel like you can still make it work because like tomato sauce in a jar is tomato paste with like a bunch of other stuff, so you can make it work. It also like doesn't look terrible. I would eat it. I mean, I wouldn't eat it because she's not hygienic and I don't trust the way that she cooks, but it looks good, which is why I feel like this would have been such a great opportunity to like maybe make it with some other sides in case like, you know, people, you know, that they don't necessarily like it. It would have been a great opportunity as like a family meal. Like maybe if she made a side of poutine or something so that it can be like, let me like make you guys some like Canadian or like Western. She loves saying the word Western, like Western food. I feel like that would have been really cool if she did that. And they probably would have really enjoyed it and appreciated it.
Really good quality paprika though. And curry spices and cardamom. So I ended up and we also found, they didn't have fruits and vegetables in the supermarkets because there's a lot of fruits and vegetable vendors on the street. Like, I'm telling you, more than Tim Hortons in every corner in Canada. They're just like everywhere. So we got some garlic and onion. So I just flavored it with garlic, onion, tomato paste, chicken stock, black pepper, a bit of salt, a bit of curry, and a little bit of white sugar. Because I find jarred pasta sauces that you buy in the store, they do also have sugar if you read the ingredients.
That's true. I mean, it's terrible to add sugar to pasta because like pasta's already carbs and sugar, but that's true. It does make it taste better. I mean, sugar does make everything taste better. It's terrible for you, but that's the truth. But maybe she could have added like honey, or actually, I don't know if that would have been the same, but I mean, this is a moot point because at the end of the day, this is for her. She's eating this whole thing. So it's kind of like, well, whatever. Who cares if it tastes good or not?
To them. But I find it cuts the acidity in the tomato. You know what I mean? We did find a butcher who had made us ground beef. The meat tastes more gamey in a way. Like you can tell they're feeding it differently probably than.
Yeah, that's true. Like when I travel, meat does taste different to me from meat I eat in the US. And I think that's because in the US we feed the cows grain and everywhere else they're grass fed. And so that makes the meat taste different. Yeah, I think that is a thing.
Different areas of the world, you know? But it's not strong. It's not a strong gamey taste like lamb, which I'm very picky about.
Oh, I love lamb. I know it's like kind of sad to eat lamb, but like Arabs love lamb. That's like way more than beef. Like for a while, like beef tasted weird to me growing up because we rarely ate it. It was mainly lamb.
When I eat lamb. Oh, it's... But I was craving spaghetti so bad. Oh, and I put shredded mozzarella. I found a bag of shredded mozzarella. But it's pretty small. But it was really good. It is really good, I should say. Basically because we have to turn our fridge and freezer off at night. It's weird though because, mashallah, the government electric is still on so we can keep the fridge plugged in. But running on solar at night, you can't do that.
Yeah, government electric. She's in a place where electricity and energy is rationed. And food is very scarce. And more than half of the population, I'm talking millions of people, are facing severe food insecurity.
Just too much energy for the next time. And just comment in this. If you guys have followed me long enough, you will know what I'm going to make with these ingredients, okay? So, potatoes, carrots, onion, garlic, tomato paste, beef cubes, peanut butter, and chicken bouillon.
Whatever she's going to be making is just going to be for herself, once again. And that's not to say that, like, you cannot... I'm just, like, adding disclaimers. It's not like you can't make your own meal and enjoy it if you live in the Middle East. Like, that is not at all what I'm saying. But I just feel like she claims to like be this travel vlogger. Like she's always talking and telling her viewers in the chat, like, you guys just don't understand different cultures. Like we have to be open to like different cultures, and just because you hear stereotypes about this or that place, that doesn't mean that it's true. Okay, so you're on one hand you're claiming that, on the other hand, you're not acting it out. Because whatever culture we visit or step into as an outsider, within reason, we have to be respectful of that and we have to be mindful, right? So, in the same way that someone that's like lives in a village in the Middle East, when they come to the US, there's going to be things that are very different, and they kind of have to be okay with some of those things because this is like not their home. So, the flip side is the same. If you're going to a place where you know that there's a lot of political tension, food insecurity, I'm not saying don't eat like this, but maybe you should understand why it doesn't look good to put these displays of like mukbangs on, or like eating large amounts of food. Maybe it would benefit you to just kind of try to understand, like, hey, like maybe we have neighbors or family members or extended family members that are going to see this, and maybe they are hungry because they cannot access food, or they can't afford it, or inflation is terrible, or their home was bombed, or it was destroyed, or insert all of the reasons, right? So how on one hand can she claim to be like this like cultural queen that's like open to like travel and all these different things, but is not open to even receiving this level of feedback, which is like, hey, some things maybe you shouldn't put online, and also it looks terrible. It looks terrible to be cooking, displaying this amount of food, eating it, uploading it online, not inviting anyone, not transferring this thing that she likes to do, which is eating on camera, or like making a lot of food and eating, not trying to like fit that into like some kind of cultural component, or like a party, or whatever. And there's like a lot of stuff like that in Middle Eastern culture, where like we're visiting you guys have helped us out, we want to invite everyone over and celebrate. Or like, oh, someone just had a baby, let's like, slaughter a lamb or goat or whatever, and like cook the food and do that. Like there's a lot of opportunities to do stuff like that, and she's not doing any of that. She's choosing to do the thing that looks the most bizarre and, in my opinion, extremely inappropriate. Do I think she's a terrible person for doing this? Okay, like, no. She's not awful for doing, like, she's not a awful, terrible human being for this. She's been awful and terrible and has done awful and terrible things, in other ways, but this is just very, very inappropriate, and to me, it's upsetting.
I'm gonna be making. You won't necessarily win anything if you get it right, except for a big yay from me. Days I've been in life, that's a recipe that I've always kept with me.
I just forwarded a bunch because she keeps talking about food and like food related anecdotes, and it's just so like, I'm losing IQ points just listening to this.
I helped her out with something, and she was very appreciative, so she brought me a tray of these noodles and some spring rolls. And there's certain foods you just don't forget.
What a crazy statement. Certain foods you don't forget. I mean, I don't know. Am I weird that I think that's weird? Like, there have been meals and occasions that I've not forgotten. Like, there's a restaurant that me and my husband went to in Paris that like we just can't forget it because it was such a good time. The food was so good. It was like a unique experience. We only went there once. Like, the bakeries there, in the abstract, like generally all the bakeries were really good, and we think about that fondly. I'm trying to think if like I have a specific like food moment that like I always think about. I've never forgotten. It's like transformed my life. Maybe I'm just not a foodie, honestly. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe it's just me.
So I took a picture of this meal. He's like, I need to, for memories of the first meal that you cooked in Syria, like proper meal.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? Like, this is she's saying this is her first ever meal she cooked in Syria. That would have been like a great opportunity to have people over and like turn it into a thing. She's gotten her high, right? Like, she's gotten her fix, and for an hour or two, but she's gotten it. Like, look how pleased she is now.
Julia. And that's it. That's all, folks. So, I would have liked the spaghetti to be a bit more saucy, but all I had to do was just not put as much pasta, which I can never, gauge how much to make from the package. I don't know. So whatever. But yes, that is it for now, I guess. Thank you so much for watching this mukbang. I'm sure, it was probably a bit noisy with the fan in the street, and, but I hope you still enjoyed it anyway, having dinner with me. Kind of miss doing this kind of video, like, yeah, I don't know. Just laid back, and someone to talk to you guys while I'm eating. It's content. So, yeah, anyway, I guess that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves. Bye!
Yeah, huge wasted opportunity and a gross display of large amounts of food. I will give her credit. She did not put as much on her plate as we're used to. She had the decency to not use a serving spoon to eat. Credit where credit is due. And it's not like this is the biggest deal thing. It's not like this is the worst thing she has done or could do. It's just tone deaf and inappropriate. And I wish she wouldn't. And I wish she would just do this and invite a bunch of people and like turn it into a thing. That would be cool. That would be way more entertaining to watch than just this. So that's all I have today. Bye.